Hey everyone, and welcome back to the world of Skyblock. Last time when we left off, I promised that I would show you what the completed slime elevator pathway thing looked like, and this is kind of the completed point. It's doing pretty well so far. I do have a couple of problems with it. Primarily, there's like an elevator, like this is like a pathway, and then there's like just a straight up elevator where they get lifted. Let me get up here so we can look at it. A straight, I don't know, like a water tube, I guess, where they get lifted up, and there's been some jammings with the water tube, and I've actually had a chance to look at it. Now, I'm telling you all this bad stuff, like, ooh, this isn't working, and blah, 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 but we'll see in just a second. So anyway, they're coming up the tube, and they kind of get jammed. He's fighting the current right now, which is totally fine. That's a normal thing. They end up coming, oh gosh, I don't want to jump in here. Let's take out the big ones real quick. So, you know how we've got underneath this grass, there's our little squid spawning farm thing? Yeah, so they get dropped off. Actually, we might be able to see it. Hey, look at that! They get dropped off inside of here. The current then pushes them forward a little bit. I could clean that up. It's just kind of done. It's not completed. And obviously they're tracking me right now, so they're not getting pushed in as far as they would. So they get pushed in, then there's a lip. They end up drowning basically immediately under these dirt blocks. And they drown, and then their drops get put... I can't get down there very easily. Into some chests down below. Oh, hey, see? As soon as I walk on the other side, they tracked me that way. So yeah, there they are. They're all up above us. You can see them all dying, drowning. It's great, good times. There's squid in here too. Then we've got the signs on the ground, which give the squid something to fall into to then suffocate. Is it called suffocating when something that breathes water drowns on land or dies on land? Is that suffocating? Is that drowning? But drowning in, I don't know. Anyway, so the squid and slime drops get all condensed into that single chest. Then the chest gets split up in two by these two hoppers. Then obviously one goes here, and then that gets split in half again, where it then gets combined or split a third. So now we've got 1, 2, 3. This is totally full. We kind of expected this. This is chest number uno. This one, pretty full. And this one is pretty full as well. I think I've actually got some slime that are backing up and coming back into this chest now. So you can see, even though I'm complaining about the inefficiencies of our slime pathway. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see this. But over there, right there, there's some signs. You can see that squid there? There's a current that's supposed to push squid out, so that way if they get all the way down, they get pushed out the edge, and yeah, then that happens. And then hopefully they despawn. That's the hope. Yes. So even though I'm complaining about the inefficiencies of the slime staircase pusher thing, I'm totally capped out in slime, so it's not even that big of a deal. Moving on. We're now in the Nether, and I have completed a bit more of the, I guess this would be the Nether Fortress spawning platforms. I've finished a little bit more of it. You can see that we've got withers spawning, blaze, magma cubes, zombie skeletons, you know, all sorts of good stuff. We set aside a challenge for ourselves to get so many coal blocks. I kind of forgot how many it was. Oh my goodness, it's so loud. But I just wanted to show you this, that the challenge to get that many coal blocks is well underway. I've also been killing the blazes. Getting their blaze rods saves us from having to use... Ooh. Getting the blaze rods saves us from having to use wood products as a fuel source, which is pretty nice. That means we can use them as torches or aesthetic blocks, and, you know, etc., etc., etc. Come on. Oh, and if you're wondering where I got the diamond sword from, villager trading, man. Sharpness 2. Oh, yeah. What is that? Nice gear, bro. Okay, so those are the updates. We got those knocked out of the way. Let's move on to something fancy or fanciful or amazing for today. So what I'm thinking is we build our fourth, like the structure for the fourth tower. So we've obviously got the 3 already kind of not necessarily even started, but we at least have plans for what we want to do for each of the 3 towers. This one, I think, is going to be like the basis that we build everything off of, so we can move like our nether portal into here. We can maybe move the nether portal into that farm, actually. And then, because we need ice for so much stuff, and I just have like so many different plans for ice, I think that's what we're going to base this off first. So I'm going to take this platform from all the way down here. What is this? This is Y50, and I think we got to go up to Y95 in order to build the snow and ice farm, which is something that we've been meaning to do. We did it a long time ago, made our snowman, but then decided it was unsightly. So here we go. I've kind of got the base platform already figured out. I'm going to go ahead and make this look like the other platforms, and then I guess we'll start to build up. And maybe we'll have to move the nether portal a little bit sooner than expected. But anyway, we'll figure that out as we build up. Since the other 3 towers are all built to be perfectly centered around the center of these like arms or platforms that we have spread out, I built another one of the platforms so that way we could make sure that it's, you know, all exactly the same. And then I'm going to center the ice farm on top of this. So from here, I'm just going to build straight up, and it looks like we will be able to dodge the portal. Actually, I need to put... We don't want zombies spawning down here, and so just to be safe, you know, I know there's the torch there, but safe than sorry, right? Right, kids? Right, kids? Always look both ways before you cross the street. Haha. Anyway, I'm gonna build up for like another 40 blocks. Oh my gosh, everything went from black to blue. Oh, it's so bright. Ow, my eyes. I'm just gonna keep building up. Jump, 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 jump until we get to ice snow level. There was a bunch of conflicting information on whether or not water turned to ice at what Y level. So what I've done is I'm standing here at Y95, which is the lowest level that I could find that people were saying that water turned to ice. And I've set up a little test. We've just got 1 block of water surrounded by 4 solid blocks, which makes it turn to ice quicker. And I'm just going to AFK here for a bit and see what happens to our little water buddy. If this works after, I don't know, so long after I decide that I'm done AFKing, then we'll build everything here. If it doesn't work, then we'll go up to Y100 and try again, because I do know that it will work at Y100. But I don't want to have to make this tower any taller than I absolutely have to. And because the top of the tower, it's probably going to be like flat topped, so that way we can actually have stuff up here. We'll have some sort of like snow collection area and then some sort of ice collection area. I don't want it to be any taller than I have to make it, because like that is going to be the top of the tower. From there, I'll probably dome it off or something like that. With the Iron Golem farm, I'm probably going to move the villagers into like a more condensed location, somewhere where they still won't kill themselves from pushing themselves through blocks, but I will condense it down. We've only got it that big so we could trade. I'll probably move the villager trading post somewhere into this tower. Still no ice. And then what I'm thinking we'll do with this is we'll have like some flare off the top like that, and then we'll have the center come to a point here. So I kind of wish I had like a crayon and I could draw on this to show you, but I'm imagining that it'll come like this and go out, and then which will leave room for the doors that detect sunlight, so that way the doors will still count as houses, and then the top of the Iron Golem farm will be domed off. I don't know what I want to do with the top of this one. Who knows? Doesn't really matter yet. But if that's going to be the top of this farm, and then, or the top of that tower, and then the top of this tower is going to be a dome like that, then this one can't really be that much taller, or it's going to look really, really out of place. So hopefully this water will freeze. This can then be the top of our tower, and we can start to build everything else around it. So cross your fingers. Wow. I want to explain to you what just happened. So I hit the stop record button, and I said cross your fingers, right? And as soon as I hit the button, it turned to ice. It was almost like I clicked it and it turned to ice. So, okay, we're good. We're good. I can start to build here. So, this is our center block. So, we should probably mark this some special way. I don't have a special way of marking it. Okay, well, let's reclaim our water. There we go. And I guess we'll start to build up here. I wonder, can we go one block lower? No, it's gotta be that height. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of get this all spaced out of my head here, and then I guess we'll check back in a second. So here's what I was thinking. Obviously, just creating like a flat circular top isn't going to work because we're not going to have enough room to be able to really do anything up here. And if we made it big enough, something like that, to do something up here, it would just look really strange and really like out of place. I don't think it would look good. So instead, I've kind of thought of like I want to do like a hook top. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you can kind of see here that this is the pillar that we're going to be building up. So if you imagine that like somewhere, let me F5, there's going to be a tower that builds up into this part, and then it'll curve out. Oop, I can't see because I'm looking inside of my dome piece. It'll curve out to like support the bottom of this piece that's kind of... Okay, think back to like Lord of the Rings, right? You remember how the Uruk-hai had like those swords, and then on the tip of the swords they had that little piece of metal that like jutted out from the side, and it looked kind of not necessarily aggressive, but it kind of, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm imagining here, is it'll build up, it'll be a tall, thin, lean tower, and then the top of it will poke out the side. And you could see just a second ago, we were having ice form, which is very, very good. So let me see if I can't take a look from the ground, maybe be able to explain this a bit better. Ooh. It needs to come out further. But okay, so imagine there's a tower here. So we can see the tower, boom. Tower goes up like that, and then at the very top of the tower, it kind of does one of these like curved out things. So it would build up, and then it'll curve out to create like a tip or like a, I don't know, like a sideways pillar. I think it'd look pretty cool, but it's got to look real. It's got to be supported. It's got to have like the right angles on it. We've got to use stairs and half slabs on the underside of it to make it look like it's properly supported, stuff like that. But I think it'll look really cool, and it'll give us enough room to be able to build both a snow farm and an ice farm on top of the tower. There is a zombie pigman behind us in that portal. So looking from the bottom, it definitely needs to come out some more. So I guess I'm going to do that real quick. Hopefully I don't fall off the edge of this thing. In order to prevent monsters from spawning but still have ice and whatnot form, I'm going to have to use like a lot of half slabs. And then like be really conservative with my ice. Or not with my ice, but with my light and all my lighting effects. Here we go. Let's take this out. What do you say, like another 5 blocks? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll take this out like that. Give it a nice little curve here. Something like that. And then this is to hold the water in place. This is to prevent monsters from spawning, so we don't have to use light to prevent it. And then if we destroy all this, grab a water bucket, just start spam clicking to fill everything in. There we go. Something like that. And then, you know, now I'll like push this bottom part up, so we'll get rid of stuff like right here. We don't need it to be this big anymore, right? So we could, I don't know. This is just tedious work. I can do this later, but you get the idea. So it'll jut out from here, and it'll kind of create like a overhang or like a platform that we would then be able to walk on. I plan on building this all out of wood once we kind of get the final structure figured out, so that way we can get a silk touch axe. See how quickly the pickaxe destroys this? It's ridiculous. I'm using the fish farm to hopefully fish up. Can I? No. Oh, hey, he fell in the hole. There goes his experience. That snowman never really worked out for us, did it? It was a cool idea, but I expected the zombie pigmen to come running off much quicker, trying to get to that snowman and getting knocked into the hole, but the snowman just knocked him back through the portal and didn't really work. So anyway, this is what I was going to do. I kind of forgot. I think that looks a little better. Again, once we build the tower up around it, we could then build off to support this and make it look like really angulared and really pointed. So that way it'll be like a nice tall tower with the edge sticking off the top. So I think what I'm going to work on now is, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Maybe we'll get like the bare bones structure of the tower built. I don't know. Let's look at how much time we've got left in the episode. What? I was building up the structure and it was going to be all like nice and done and blah, blah, blah. We had 56 levels. I landed on a slime block. How did I die? This is bogus, man. It's bogus. I don't even know what happened. Look. There wasn't just one slime block. It was like a dozen. No. We had a sword. Oh, no. No! We lost the sword. Slime block. Oh, wait. It might be here. Oh, we lost the sword. Is it on the outside? No, I would have grabbed it if it was on the outside. Oh, I landed on slime blocks. This is not fair. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. How did we manage to keep like 3 out of 4 pieces of our armor? I mean, okay, I guess we got to save our pretty nice bow, which is that's pretty good. Axe doesn't really matter because it's iron and we've got an iron farm. Fish doesn't really matter because we've got a fish farm. Torches are kind of nice. Torches are just a pain in the butt to make. It's not that it's difficult. It's just a pain in the butt because trees grow oh so slow, and even if you bone meal trees, it takes forever and blah blah blah. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it. I think I'm gonna do that all off camera. I've got to go like rebuild my inventory. Anyway, there's kind of like the structure, so you can kind of see a little bit more of what I'm talking about. Then from here, it's gonna like, okay. I heard something, and I was like, please don't be standing on the pressure plate, because then a zombie could just come eat me. Okay, there we go. So from here, it'll kind of like arc out to the tip, and I think it'll look really, really cool. And it'll also give us a big enough platform to be able to build the stuff that we need to build. I'm going to check one more time for the sword. Check the corners. Check the corners. Come on. Come on, sword. Come back to me. Oh, no. 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 What a bummer. I guess lastly what I want to do before I end the episode is I just want to take a look at the stuff that we've got inside of the fish farm. So I've obviously been doing a lot of fishing in order to kind of prep, hopefully get Silk Touch to be able to put on a pickaxe for use with the ice farm. I don't think I've gotten one yet. What is this? Infinity, Feather Falling. That's pretty good. Efficiency, Power 3, Looting 2. Efficiency's nice. Fortune 3, do we have a reason to keep Fortune 3? I don't know. Leave that in the description or in the comments below. Is there any reason to keep Fortune 3 here? Like in a normal Minecraft world, I would be so ecstatic. Fortune 3! Yes! We got it! It's awesome, amazing. But, like, we're not mining anything here. So, Unbreaking 3, however, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that. Fire Protection, Sharpness, Efficiency, not too shabby. Thorns, Feather Falling, Sharpness, hey, that's pretty good. Efficiency, Unbreaking, that's really good. Sharpness 3, Unbreaking 3. That's a pretty good bow or a pretty good tool. Sharpness 3. We should combine all these Sharpness 3s into something. I think that's what we'll do at the beginning of the... We just lost all of our levels. Never mind. I was like, we'll just do that next time, and because we've got all these levels. But no, we don't. We just lost them due to the slime blocks that. Okay, what else? Sharpness, protection, sharpness. Wow, we had a lot of sharpness. Okay, what about the bows? Unbreaking, power. those are probably from skeletons. Those are kind of bad. Flame 1 Unbreaking, Power 4 Unbreaking. Hey, that's pretty good. I think that's what we're using. Power 3 Punch, Unbreaking. Hey, that's another pretty good bow. That's another pretty good bow. That one's not as good. Power 4, Flame, Power Punch, Unbreaking, Power Infinity. That's pretty good, but not as good because we've got unlimited arrows. Unbreaking, Power Unbreaking, Flame, Punch. Hey. Unbreaking Infinity, Power, Unbreaking. And then Power Flame. We got some okay bows. I think we could really condense all of this if we were to just build a anvil and start combining it all together to make like a couple really good things. So anyway, I do have 2 questions for you. Is there any reason to keep Fortune 3 in Skyblock? And lastly, we've got a bunch of name tags here. I've been trying to think of like a clever use for the name tags, and it's like maybe we could build some sort of thing, because you pretty much have to name like a hostile mob to make them worthwhile, right? It's like, do we have any clever uses that we could come up with for a name tag? Like create some infinity looping machine where a zombie is chasing a villager. I don't know. I'm delegating that work to you. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Sorry I died. And I'll see you next time. Later, guys.